because they thought I was special, they told me, oh, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be amazing, you can be whatever you put your mind to. And it ruined me. I had to learn how to take the pressure off of myself to be so perfect, to be so amazing and incredible in everything I do. It's not really a healthy way to live. When I was real young, this started out maybe in preschool, my teacher saw something special in me. They saw that I was pretty advanced for my age, I could finish my work real fast, I could get things done, I was super witty and intelligent. As a child, I was taught well. You know, my mother and my grandmother had us doing math and reading books when we were young, and kept our brains active in the summertime so that even on winter breaks and on summer breaks, we would be doing things that could stimulate our minds. Playing different educational games on our computer and, you know, catching lightning bugs, doing little science experiments, studying. We were always grounded mentally, so when we went to school, it was easier to kind of beat the system, I would say. Was I very intelligent? Absolutely. Was I smart? Did I work hard? Of course. But I was prepared for it, and I was primed to do well as a student. What this led to was the teachers would see me as kind of this diamond in the rough. And it wasn't just me. This was my siblings, my uncle. This was all of us as a unit. We go to middle school. It's 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. And my whole family is in there every grade. We have perfect attendance. We have pretty much straight A's or A's and B's. We're great athletes. We're very respectful. We're good-looking kids, you know, and everybody would kind of look at us like these are the ones who are going to do something great. And it was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. When I would sometimes get sent to the office for doing something dumb in class, it was very rare that I ever got in trouble for it. The principal would just kind of look at me like, well, this is Curtis. Like, straight A's, good student, good household, comes from a good family with his mom and all that, his grandma. Yo, go ahead and go back to class, man. Just chill out for me, all right? I wasn't getting suspended, right? I wasn't getting a bunch of, I would get detention here and there, but very rarely did I get detention. Teachers saw me as this somewhat of a great hope for our city and our community. And I can't fault them for it. You know, if you see a kid who seems to be special, you do want to invest in that kid and help give him opportunities and things like that. But it kind of ruined me. It kind of ruined me. It started out really in 5th grade. I won the spelling bee in 5th grade, and that was when the hysteria, I would say, kind of started to be a snowball effect. The middle school was 5th grade to 8th grade, like I said. I was in 5th grade, CJ was in 6th grade, my brother, and lo and behold, we come top 2 in the spelling bee. I win because he messed up on one word. I ended up winning it as a 5th grader. And from that point on, they looked at us almost like superstars. In a sense, not as athletes, not as anything, no, but as people. They looked at us like superstar people. When I got to high school, I still didn't struggle. I had straight A's still. I was ranked number 11 out of 700 kids in my first high school. I moved to Georgia to finish high school for my last 2 years. I was ranked top whatever out of however many kids. I kept a 4.0, right? I never struggled. You know, I would go to class. I had a photographic memory. I would go to class. I would pay attention. I would study my little study guide and I would keep it moving, take a test, get an A, like clockwork. Once again, I'm in Georgia now. Now I'm in this rich area. Is a bunch of people who don't look like me. I'm over there straight from Jersey. Man, braids in my hair, earrings in, baggy jeans, the polo with the 2 horses on it. I mean, sleeping on the hotel floor, poor as ever, but coming to school and performing. Once again, they look at you like, wow, this is a diamond in the rough. This is the rose from the concrete. We have to invest in that. We got to make sure that that thing is cultivated. And I'm so grateful for every opportunity I've been blessed with. I promise you I am. But I will say, to this day, I have not escaped the burden of being somebody who was supposed to make it. It's the weirdest juxtaposition because the circumstance I grew up in would tell you, oh, he's not supposed to make it anywhere. Grow up in poor, right, welfare, whatever, next to the halfway house, sleeping on hotel floors, sometimes starving, going to the food bank for food, wearing hand-me-downs, wearing shoes, putting cardboard in them because they got holes in them. All of this stuff I had seen, losing friends to the streets, losing friends to drug overdose, losing friends to gun violence, to the prison system. Everything I saw from that perspective would tell you, oh, he's not supposed to make it. But in a vacuum, because they thought I was special, they told me, oh, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be amazing, you can be whatever you put your mind to. And it ruined me in so many ways. I got to college, first time I ever had struggles academically. My first semester at Vanderbilt, I realized I had no study habits. I realized that I was attaching my self-worth and my ego to my academic success because it was something that I'd always hung my hat on, as well as athletic success. I didn't play football. I had a preferred walk-on spot. I didn't play. Like I didn't want to play anymore. For some odd reason, I walked away from it, got to campus, and now I don't have my football, my sports, and I also don't have the academic success that I'm used to experiencing. It ruined my self-esteem, my confidence, my ego. I used to sit in the library for 3 hours and type one word of a paper. I was so depressed. I had so much anxiety. I was having so much of this imposter syndrome going on, and wondering, do I even belong here? Like, I was just on the hotel floor a year and a half ago. Do I belong here with all these rich kids and all these kids that come from 2-parent households and billionaire kids? One kid's dad was the president of FIFA. Bill Gates taking his kid on tours at this school. You know what I'm saying? All of these rich and wealthy kids, do I belong here? This kid from 509B Atlantic Ave, am I supposed to be here, bro? Like, how'd I get this full scholarship, man? How'd I get it? And it ruined me, and I almost dropped out. I was on the brink of dropping out because I attached so much worth to results. I took time off, took the spring semester off, started training, working out, went back to school. The biggest and the best thing I did in that experience was I told myself, when I go back to Vanderbilt, I'm gonna try it for one more semester. I will no longer put pressure on myself to be a perfect anything. Lo and behold, my first semester back, very first one, I made the dean's list. That means you got 3.5 or above for the semester. Made the dean's list for the first time in my entire Vanderbilt career. Tried out, got back on the team, right? Started having some success there, and even I was just on scout team, but I started having success and making plays here and there. And the next year I go on to get my first varsity letter, playing on special teams, right? Found my role and embraced it, did my thing. Things started to look up because I said, look, I'm gonna go and give my very, very best to everything I do, and I'm gonna let the chips fall. I'm not stressing anymore about being a perfect straight A student. Nah, I'm done with that, because it messed me up. And my entire life, even following that, I've always put so much pressure on myself to be this amazing perfectionist, this and that, and this upstanding guy in the community, and this overcomer and overachiever, and that's great because I'm super ambitious and I get things done. But it's made my life a lot more burdensome than it had to be. It's made my life a lot tougher than sometimes it had to be, because whatever standard I set for myself was so high that it was almost impossible to reach. You know what I mean? And when you don't reach it, when you have this assumption that you're supposed to be great, you're supposed to be this and that, and you're not able to accept not being that at all times, it messes with your psyche. It messes with your confidence and the way you move about life. You know what I mean? It makes you overthink a lot and beat yourself up and have a lot of anxiety, because if I put something out and it doesn't do what I think it should do based on the effort I put into it, the time, the expertise, the talent, the gift, if nobody else sees the magic that I see, I'll beat myself up. Now it's a personal gripe. I'm not good enough, or I am not performing up to my standard. I'm not this, I'm not that, and that's not the case. Maybe this one piece you put out just didn't connect with certain people, but it doesn't make you a worse person. It doesn't make you bad, it doesn't make you worthless, it doesn't make you subpar. These are the things that would run through my head every time I make a mistake, or I would do something that didn't live up to my expectation for myself. And so I'm learning now just to kind of somewhat divorce myself from expectation, right? Kind of like to my last video about giving up on the American dream and this idea of what it's supposed to be. I am very ambitious. I work on a ton of things. I love the lifestyle I have. Like, I wake up, hit the gym every day, you know what I'm saying, 6 days a week. I work on my music, work on my personal training. I work on my books, I work on my poetry. I work on my mentoring and being in the community and being an example for the kids, professionals. I work on all of these things. But what I've done in 2022 so far is say, okay, we can continue to work on and be disciplined with your schedule, have a regimen, have systems in place to keep you focused, because I know you hate structure. But the pressure of being perfect, the pressure of making things happen right now, the pressure of being somebody who was supposed to make it, you know? There's this common trope with rappers where they talk about, yo, my teacher told me I wouldn't be my teacher told me I wouldn't be nothing. I wasn't gonna never make it. I was gonna be broke, poor, just like my pops. They never told me that. They told me I could be whatever I wanted to be, and it ruined me. Now, I had classmates and friends and teammates that they would be told some of these things because they were exhibiting signs of somebody who may go down the wrong path one day if they don't get course corrected. So this definitely happens. Like, rappers and people being told you ain't gonna be shit. They probably were in school talking to class too much, playing around, doing this, doing that, not showing up, skipping practice, skipping. So cool, like, that definitely happens. But I think sometimes people don't talk about the other side of it, and this is the other side of it. What happens when you're supposed to be a savior, supposed to be whatever, some legendary person, and you just don't feel like it all the time? How do you navigate that? That burden doesn't just go away. I'm 28 now, and I'm wearing a burden from when I was 12. I'm just now learning how to shed that burden, that the weight of those expectations. Just now. I'm pushing 30, yo. I don't know how many people relate to this, but no matter what side of the coin you're on, yo, empty yourself on this earth, yo. Give everything you have to being your best self and your greatest self. But don't put the pressure on you to be anything outside of yourself. Don't put that pressure on yourself, man. Embrace every ebb and flow. Embrace the highs, embrace the lows, the good days, the bad days, the light and the dark. And literally just live your life in the boldest way possible. Love yourself, be confident, be driven, be bold, and let the chips fall. Once again, one of my favorite songs is Frank Sinatra, My Way. I've loved, I've laughed, I've cried. I had my fill, my share of losing. And now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing. He said, I did it my way. I wasn't perfect. I messed up, had some regrets, made mistakes, but I did it my way. So if I could just encourage y'all, I would say, look, do it your way. Just don't put the pressure on yourself to make your way be a certain way. Live boldly, go express yourself, go love life, go live life, and make this thing magic, man. I love you all, and Godspeed.